Hello, old gays. I'd first just like to say about last week and the panty week that I really had a good time. I loved seeing everyone's underwear and hearing about everyone's underwear. David, our hooded commando. Everyone knows so much about David, and the image. Everyone really was able to. The image of what's going on in David's jeans and how that's all happening is thrilling. So also for me last week, I began the Activia Challenge. And I did it, I guess, because Jamie Lee Curtis told me to. And usually I don't, someone dares me to do something or challenges me to do something, I can't be bothered. I'm not that person who's just going to do it because I was challenged to do it. The Activia Challenge, I took it, I'm that person who tends to rate their poo. Have you ever done that? Rate your poo? And I mean, if you are a person who has rated their poo, you know what a 10 is. I'm not even going to go into detail about what a 10 is, but when a 10 happens, I mean, I have this friend at work and sometimes we rate our poo together, so we'll be in the bathroom with our phone and we'll text message the rating. I clearly needed some kind of new hobby, but all I'm saying is on the Activia for a week, I've been firing 10s every day. I was at work on Saturday, and I'm often on Twitter at work, just because it's fun, and you can Twitter around and talk to the people. And in front of me there was this swarm of flies, and it reminded me of the Amityville Horror, which is something I really haven't thought about in a long time. So I was tweeting about the Amityville Horror, and then a discussion about the Amityville Horror happened, and then I was all inspired, and then I watched the movie, because you can go online and watch anything. I watched the Amityville Horror in clips, I do have to work a little, but I watched some of it, and I love that movie with James Brolin and Margot Kidder. I love it. So I was all into the Amityville Horror all day, and then I went home and I watched this whole documentary about the Amityville Horror and freaked out. I could hardly sleep. I scared myself. I really, really, really scared myself. What scares me more than a haunting house is the story of the kid who shot his family, and then some people say that he was doing it with his sister, and his sister shot the family, and then his sister gave him the gun and he shot her, and I don't know, and they had interviews with him in jail, and he's crazy. But I mentioned this whole thing because I've said this before, how great it is that you can find anything out on the internet and research anything and watch anything and learn about anything, and it bothers me that so many young people today are dumb. When I was a kid, a young person, if you wanted to know about something, you had to go to the library, and you had to go through the card catalog, and you had to look up the subject, and then you had to, figure out the Dewey Decimal System, and you could be in the library all day, and then you have these books, and you get them, and now, you go online, you find out what you want, what you need to know, because I realized last week as well that I did not know anything about Ireland. I'm ashamed to admit it. Ashamed. I'm ashamed to even tell you what I didn't know about Ireland. I didn't know nothing about Ireland. I didn't know, and I made a video about it, so if you watched that video. But so I realized I didn't know anything, and I was twittering about it, and then Peter from Ireland recommended this movie about Ireland, The Wind and the Barley and the Wind, the Waving Barley. I watched the movie. It was excellent. Oh, those Irish people, they suffered. And I went online, I read articles about Ireland, and literally in 48 hours, I became not an expert about Ireland, but it's like I took a course on Ireland. And I think it's great, and I think everyone should educate yourself. So, maybe pick a topic, old gays. Learn something. Teach yourself something. You can actually go on iTunes, and they have that whole iTunes University, and You can take these courses, you can learn anything about anything. You don't even have to pay $1 million and go to college anymore. It's how easy it is to learn about things. I love to learn. So I realized that this video has been a bit longer than I normally like them to be, and I just realized now, because I never look at myself, I'm looking up here, but I'm looking and the light is shining here, and there's a shadow here, and I look like I have a black eye. I look like someone punched me in the face. I feel like Perez Hilton. Everyone, call the Toronto Police Department. I mentioned that it's longer because I have more, usually, the way that, this is behind the gay. How it works. How does the 5-0 Gay Monday come together? What goes into that? You know, on Saturday I start thinking about topics, and I reflect on what everyone else talked about, and it goes through my brain. I spend a lot of time when I'm in the shower thinking about what I'm going to talk about, and then as the days go by, and then it gets to be Monday, and my brain is abuzz, and I'm thinking of all the things, and I've usually got a whole stream. You know, people say, I don't have anything to talk about in videos, bloggers, and, you know, I how could you not? I could talk about... I hope Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't give me that challenge, because I will be up here 24 hours a day talking about all the talk. Thank God Jamie Lee Curtis didn't dare me to vlog every day forever, because... And then, usually though, after I keep thinking about the videos I'm making, then I start editing out the topics in my head. Oh, I'm not going to talk about that, I won't talk about that, I won't talk about that. And then I have a few, and then finally I sit down behind the gay, and I talk about everything I'm going to talk about, and then I go back, and usually I do this, I edit, and I usually edit everything else out except I pick one topic that I talk about in that video. So there's lots of things that you guys have never heard me talk about. I mean, ever. That just, gone. And then I have just one topic, and then I pick a title, and I have one title because it's one subject usually. But this video, I don't know what I'm going to call it, because this time I have left in everything. All the things that I wanted to talk about, so that this video is 25 minutes long. And I don't know what I'm going to call it. And then I had this idea, and I'm going to go with it, that I'm not going to title the video. I'll have like no title, or I don't know what, no title, and then everyone, you know, you guys, the viewers, the old gays, everyone, you know, suggest a title, right? Suggest a title, and then when I make my video next Monday, I will have picked a title, and then I'll change the title on this video, and I'll announce the winner. And I think all week, why don't we all do that? No one title their video, just, you know, no title, untitled, I don't know, whatever you want, nothing real. And then, you know, have everyone name each, and then when it gets to be your week, this is a complex sound. It's getting complicated. When things are complicated, it kind of sucks the fun out of it, the more complicated it is. Do what the hell you want, I don't care. Do whatever you want, just wipe this out. This is what I'm gonna do, you don't have to do it. I'm becoming more and more hysterical. This is the end of my 30-minute video.